All right, today is September 14th, and as I mentioned in yesterday's update, this will be my last update for this season. I'm not done down here. I will be here all the way through the 25th or 26th. However, I have a pre-planned break over the next 3 days. I have family coming in from out of town, and I'm going to take the next few days off here between tomorrow and Tuesday, which honestly at the time I was not entirely excited about, because this is our hand season. This is where we make our money for the entire year, and taking 3 days off cost me a lot of money. However, the weather forecast changed here this last week, and I could not be more excited to take 3 days off, because with southwest winds at 30 to 40 and 1.5 to 3 inches of rain over the next 3 days, what better time to take a break? So like I mentioned yesterday too, I will definitely do a recap of the entire season, fill everyone in on what to expect for the rest of the month, and kind of just have some thoughts about how the season went, what we learned, what we could have done right differently, what we did wrong, and what to expect going into next season too. Quick side note, I just had 2 seats open up for Friday, the 20th, Friday the 20th. I have 2 seats that just opened up, so that is the last openings that I have for the rest of the year for down here at Buoy 10. And as far as today's report went, we went down and trolled the deep water below the bridge on the Washington side, and again it seemed like just all the fish for whatever reason are on the Washington side. And we trolled the deep water all the way down towards Owaco, hung out in Owaco for a little while, and then we jumped over to A Jetty to go get our crab pots. Once we got our crab pots, we swung back up and hit the Churchill and trolled our way all the way back up. Now, regardless of where we fished, we were catching fish, but it was not red hot. You know, it was just one here, one there, one here, one there. At the Churchill and the flood, we actually had a pretty decent bite. I got pretty jacked up thinking, all right, here we go. We're going to start lining them up. But same thing that's happened pretty much all season, about 1 or 2 passes, and then they scatter. Something happens. They're not on the graph anymore. We're not seeing nets flying around everywhere, so you only got a couple of good swipes at them, and that was it. As far as the fish that we are seeing, today it looked like a lot more A-run fish. The B-run fish that we did get today, the really big, 12, 14 pounders, were both bucks, and they were both wild, and they had no sea lice on them. So they've been in the river for a little while. I'm hoping with this rain, hopefully it won't make them shoot up. I know you guys are all up fishing up there waiting for them to get there, but I'd like them to stay down here for a little while and keg up a little bit so we can have a great bite. But for the forecast that we have, we should be limiting out every day pretty quick, and that has not happened quite yet. So the fish could be late, they could be just shooting through. Since we have had this rain here, it's definitely cooled the water temperature down, so there's not that big warm water barrier, so they might just be flying by. In fact, for the guys that are fishing tributaries upriver, sounds like those fish are already in those systems all the way up above Bonneville up towards Klickitat, so there are a lot of coho to be caught in the Lewis Klamath Cowlitz, in the Sandy River. There's got to be some heading up towards the Clackamas too. So if you are going to go target those coho in the tributaries, they're there now, and they should just keep on loading up here as we get all the way through October. I don't know. There's not really much else to say. That's honestly another reason why I'm going to wrap it up here after today's, as far as on the water reports. Everything that could be said has already been said, and this season has been trying. It's been a lot of fun. There's been some phenomenal bites. There's been some days where I've got my butt handed to me. I've said it several times, I am far from the best guide down here, but what I always try and do is put on the best experience, the best quality trip that I can. Now, I'm sure that I can hold my own. I like to think that I can. In fact, we won 2 salmon tournaments down here, some pretty big salmon tournaments, so I like to feel like I can get things right every once in a while, but I definitely fail pretty often down here too, where I just feel like, man, I should have done a lot better, not just for the boat, but for my customers too. But that's just part of fishing. It's just the way it goes. So tomorrow I'll do a wrap up of the season. I'll do the recap, and I'll talk about what to expect for the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks for those of you that do want to come down here and keep targeting those coho, and just kind of put a bow on it. Another season in the books. If you guys want to reference any information, go on back and take a look at all of our past years that we've done this. You can look at those tide sets. That will definitely help you out. And if you have any interest in reaching out to us with any questions, feel free to go to our website, dayoneoutdoors.com, and you can shoot me an email directly, and I'll be sure to help out any way that I can. Thank you again for tuning in this season. I really, truly appreciate you guys watching. You know, I do this not for the business. I'm already booked up for the most part here. I do it because for me, growing up, no one in my family fished or hunted. I had to learn through, back then there was no internet, there was no YouTube. I had to learn through articles in Northwest Sportsman Magazine and fishing and hunting news and salmon trout steelheader, and then going on trips with fishing guides just like me. And it was fishing guides who taught me, it was guys at tackle counters who taught me. And so I feel like this is my chance to give back to the community that gave so much to me, created a passion within me, and gave me a career too. So this is my way through these YouTube videos of sharing and hopefully encouraging you guys to come out and enjoy this fishery, have some fun, put some food on the table for your friends and family, and just what a cool experience every single time you come down here. So again, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys next season, but I'll be sure to do 1 or 2 more videos here to wrap up how 2019 went. Thanks, guys. We'll see you again in 11 months. 45 days in the books. Later.